Welcome back to State Rankings, where we're ranking all 50 states from worst to best based on real data. Last 6 episodes, Louisiana at 50, Mississippi at 49, West Virginia at 48, Virginia at 47, Tennessee 46, and Alabama at 45. Today, New Mexico, ranked number 44. We're continuing to climb out of the bottom, slowly. New Mexico scores 23.5 out of 100. That's still an F, still a failing grade. But New Mexico is slightly better than the 6 states below it. It's not good, but it's marginally better. New Mexico's story is one of violent crime, terrible education, and deep poverty. But unlike Alabama or Mississippi, New Mexico has genuine diversity of success. Los Alamos National Laboratory is one of the premier research facilities in the world. Santa Fe is a thriving arts and tourism destination. Albuquerque has a growing tech sector. The problem is that success is concentrated in a few areas. Rural New Mexico suffers extreme poverty. Crime is terrible statewide, and education ranks near dead last nationally. New Mexico has 2 faces: wealthy, educated pockets around Los Alamos and Santa Fe, and deep poverty everywhere else. Let's break down New Mexico. New Mexico has a severe crime problem. This is New Mexico's biggest failure. New Mexico consistently ranks in the top 3 states for violent crime. The violent crime rate is 778 incidents per 100,000 people. The national average is 380. That's more than double. Property crime is even worse. New Mexico ranks number 1 or number 2 nationally for property crime every single year. The property crime rate is 3,937 per 100,000. National average is 1,954. That's twice the national rate. Let's break down what this means. Albuquerque is one of the most dangerous cities in America. The violent crime rate in Albuquerque is over 1,000 per 100,000, nearly triple the national average. Auto theft in Albuquerque is epidemic. Albuquerque ranks number 1 nationally for car theft per capita. If you live in Albuquerque, there's a very real chance your car will be stolen. Why is crime so bad in New Mexico? Poverty. New Mexico's poverty rate is 18.2%, one of the highest in the nation. Poverty and crime are strongly correlated. Drug trafficking. New Mexico sits on major drug trafficking routes from Mexico. The state has struggled with cartel activity, particularly in southern border counties. Understaffed police departments. Albuquerque Police Department has been chronically understaffed for years. They can't keep up with the crime. Weak prosecution. New Mexico has implemented criminal justice reforms that critics say have made it too easy for repeat offenders to avoid serious consequences. The result? New Mexico feels unsafe. Property crime is so common that many New Mexicans consider it an inevitable part of life. That's not normal. Crime is New Mexico's biggest problem. It affects quality of life more than any other factor. New Mexico's education system ranks near the bottom nationally. New Mexico typically ranks between 48 to 50 in education, depending on the metrics. It's competing with Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama for worst in America. Let's look at the numbers. 8th grade reading proficiency. Only 26% of New Mexico 8th graders are proficient in reading. National average is 33%. 3 out of 4 New Mexico 8th graders can't read at grade level. 8th grade math proficiency. Only 20% are proficient in math. National average is 34%. 4 out of 5 New Mexico students can't do grade level math. High school graduation rate, 74%. That's the 3rd worst in the nation. Only 2 states rank lower. 1 in 4 New Mexico students doesn't graduate high school. Bachelor's degree attainment. Only 27% of New Mexico adults have a bachelor's degree. National average is 35%. Per pupil spending. New Mexico actually spends close to the national average, about $12,400 per student. So money isn't the primary issue. Why is New Mexico's education so bad if spending is near average? rural poverty and isolation. Much of New Mexico is extremely poor and isolated. Schools struggle to attract and keep good teachers. Students face challenges at home that schools can't address. High poverty rates among students. Over 60% of New Mexico students qualify for free or reduced price lunch. That's the highest rates in the nation. Poverty makes learning harder. English language learners. New Mexico has a high percentage of students whose first language is not English. Schools struggle to provide adequate support. Teacher retention. New Mexico has one of the highest teacher turnover rates in the nation. Teachers leave for better paying conditions in neighboring states like Texas or Colorado. The result? New Mexico's education system fails to prepare students for success, and that perpetuates poverty. New Mexico's poverty rate is 18.2%. That's the 8th highest in the nation. Nearly 1 in 5 New Mexicans lives in poverty. Child poverty is even worse, 25.4%. 1 in 4 New Mexico children lives in poverty. Median household income, $53,992. That ranks number 47 nationally. Only Alabama, Arkansas, West Virginia, Mississippi, and Louisiana are lower. New Mexico's poverty isn't evenly distributed. It's heavily concentrated in rural areas and Native American reservations. New Mexico has 23 Native American tribes and pueblos. Native American poverty in New Mexico is severe. Some reservations have poverty rates of 35 to 45%. That's Depression-era poverty. Why is New Mexico so poor? Limited economic opportunities. Outside of Los Alamos, Santa Fe, and parts of Albuquerque, economic opportunities are scarce. Much of rural New Mexico has no major employers. Low wages. Even employed New Mexicans earn less than the national average. The median income of $53,992 means New Mexico workers earn about $15,000 less per year than the national median of $69,021. Education failure. Poor education perpetuates poverty. Without good schools, people can't get good jobs. Geographic isolation. Much of rural New Mexico is hours from major cities. Businesses don't locate there, and economic development is difficult. Native American reservation issues. Reservations suffer from federal neglect, limited economic opportunities, and historical trauma. Poverty on reservations is systemic and generational. New Mexico's poverty is deep and widespread, and unlike some states, there's no clear economic engine to lift people out. Now let's talk about what New Mexico gets right. Los Alamos. Los Alamos is home to Los Alamos National Laboratory, one of the premier scientific research facilities in the world. LANL conducts nuclear weapons research, advanced physics, and cutting-edge science. The result? Los Alamos is wealthy and highly educated. Median household income in Los Alamos County is $128,000. That's more than double the state average and nearly double the national average. Los Alamos is one of the wealthiest counties in America. Educational attainment. Over 60% of Los Alamos County residents have at least a bachelor's degree. Most have PhDs. This is one of the most educated communities in America. Quality of life. Los Alamos has excellent schools, low crime, beautiful natural surroundings, and a highly educated, civically engaged population. Los Alamos proves that New Mexico can support world-class success. The problem? Los Alamos is tiny and isolated. It has a population of about 13,000 people. It's a company town for the national lab. Its success doesn't spread to the rest of New Mexico. Santa Fe is New Mexico's arts and cultural capital. It's a tourism destination known for art galleries, adobe architecture, and southwestern culture. Santa Fe is expensive. Median home price is over $500,000. It's a wealthy enclave attracting retirees and artists. Santa Fe works for the people who can afford it. But Santa Fe is small, population about 88,000. Its economic impact on the rest of New Mexico is limited. Albuquerque is New Mexico's largest city with a population of about 560,000. in the metro area. Albuquerque has a growing tech sector. Intel has a major facility there. Sandia National Laboratories employs thousands. The University of New Mexico is a major employer. But Albuquerque struggles with serious crime. The violent crime rate is nearly triple the national average. Property crime is epidemic. Auto theft is #1 nationally. Albuquerque has potential, but crime holds it back. Businesses are reluctant to invest. Residents feel unsafe. The city can't reach its potential when crime is so high. Okay, fair is fair. What does New Mexico actually have going for it? Natural beauty. New Mexico is gorgeous. The high desert landscape is stunning. White Sands National Park is one of the most beautiful places in America. Carlsbad Caverns are spectacular. The Sangre de Cristo Mountains are beautiful. If you love desert landscapes and outdoor recreation, New Mexico is genuinely special. Culture. New Mexico has unique cultural heritage. Native American culture, Spanish colonial history, and Southwestern art create a distinctive identity. Santa Fe is a world-class arts destination. Affordability in parts. Outside of Santa Fe and Los Alamos, New Mexico is affordable. Housing is cheap. Cost of living is low. If you have a remote job, your money goes far. Weather. New Mexico has 310 days of sunshine per year. If you love sun and dry climate, New Mexico delivers. Green chili. New Mexico's green chili is legitimately world class. The food culture around chili is genuine and delicious. Space industry. Spaceport America near Truth or Consequences is developing as a commercial spaceflight hub. It's still early, but there's potential. New Mexico has genuine appeal, but that appeal is mostly about lifestyle and natural beauty, not economic opportunity or quality of life metrics. Here's what's frustrating about New Mexico. New Mexico has resources. Los Alamos proves New Mexico can support world-class science and high-wage jobs. Santa Fe proves New Mexico can attract wealthy residents and tourists. But New Mexico can't translate those successes into statewide prosperity. The crime rate is inexcusable. New Mexico has been in the top 3 worst states for violent crime for decades. Nothing changes. Albuquerque's auto theft problem is a national embarrassment. Education ranks near dead last. New Mexico spends close to the national average per student, but outcomes are terrible. That suggests systemic problems beyond just money. Poverty affects nearly 1 in 5 residents. Child poverty is 1 in 4, and there's no clear economic engine to lift people out. Why doesn't New Mexico fix these problems? Political dysfunction. New Mexico state government has struggled with corruption scandals and ineffective leadership. Geographic challenges. New Mexico is large, rural, and isolated. Economic development is difficult when much of the state is hours from anywhere. Weak law enforcement. Police departments are understaffed. Prosecution is weak. Criminals face limited consequences. Economic dependence. New Mexico relies heavily on federal spending, national labs, military bases, and oil gas extraction. The private sector economy is weak. New Mexico could improve, invest in law enforcement, fix criminal justice, improve education outcomes, but progress has been painfully slow. New Mexico's story is one of violent crime, failed education, and widespread poverty. New Mexico ranks in the top 3 worst states for violent crime. Property crime is the worst in the nation. Albuquerque ranks #1 for auto theft. Crime is out of control. New Mexico ranks number 48 to 50 in education. Only 26% of 8th graders read at grade level. The graduation rate is 74%, 3rd worst in America. Education fails to prepare students for success. New Mexico's poverty rate is 18.2%, nearly 1 in 5 people. Child poverty is 25%. Native American reservations suffer Depression-era poverty rates of 35 to 45%. But New Mexico has Los Alamos, a world-class scientific research community with a median income of $128,000. Santa Fe is a thriving arts destination. Albuquerque has a growing tech sector, though crime holds it back. New Mexico ranks number 44 because it's marginally better than the bottom 6, but it's still failing overall. New Mexico doesn't need to be number 44. The state has world-class scientific institutions. It has natural beauty and culture that attract tourism. It has potential, but crime is out of control. Education is near worst in the nation. Poverty is widespread and systemic. New Mexico needs to get serious about crime. Invest in law enforcement, prosecute criminals, make cities safe. New Mexico needs to fix education. Spending isn't the issue, outcomes are. Figure out why students aren't learning and fix it. Until New Mexico addresses crime and education, it will stay near the bottom. Could be better, but isn't. Who should move to New Mexico? National lab scientists and engineers. If you work at Los Alamos or Sandia National Labs, New Mexico offers world-class research facilities and high pay. Retirees who love desert landscapes. If you're retired with savings and want beautiful desert scenery and sunshine, Santa Fe or Taos could work. Just be prepared for high costs in those areas. Remote workers with good income. If you have a $75,000 a year plus remote job and want affordability and natural beauty, parts of New Mexico could work. Artists and creatives. If you're drawn to Santa Fe's art scene and can afford it, it's a unique cultural community. Who should not move to New Mexico? Families with kids. Education ranks number 48 to 50 nationally. If you care about your children's education, New Mexico is a terrible choice. Anyone concerned about crime. New Mexico has the worst property crime in America and top 3 violent crime. If safety matters to you, avoid New Mexico. People seeking economic opportunity. Outside of Los Alamos, Sandia Labs, and small pockets in Santa Fe, Albuquerque, economic opportunities are scarce, wages are low, poverty is high. Anyone needing health care. New Mexico ranks in the bottom 10 for healthcare access. Rural areas lack services. New Mexico ranked number 44 out of 50. Overall score, 23.5 out of 100. Still in the bottom 10, still failing. The bottom line, New Mexico has terrible crime, worst property crime in America, top 3 violent crime. Education ranks number 48 to 50. Poverty affects 1 in 5 people. But New Mexico has Los Alamos, world-class science. Santa Fe, thriving arts, natural beauty, cultural richness. New Mexico ranks number 44 because it has more genuine bright spots than the bottom 6, but crime and education failures keep it near the bottom. Fix crime, fix education, then New Mexico could climb. Next episode, Arkansas, ranked number 43, continuing the slow climb. Subscribe so you don't miss it.